Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys the first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, we're going to be launching our exclusive Dreamers Pro community next week. So if you guys want early access to that to receive a one-time offer that's only available to people on the waiting list, please make sure you go ahead and do so. We have that pinned in the comments. We got about 500 sign-ups so far. So if you want to be a part of that, check that out. Anyway, let's get into today's topic. So yesterday was a crazy day, right? It was a crazy day. We actually ended up producing a show that was centered on the comments from Chris Haynes after the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Cup. And it was really centered on some things that Darvin Ham apparently told the team. Essentially, what Chris Haynes told the team was after the team had finished winning the cup, he told them that they shouldn't pop any champagne bottles or do any celebrations in the locker room. They should just move on to their next destination. And that was deemed as kind of a shot at his former team, the Lakers, where last year when they won the first NBA Cup, that's exactly what they did. They celebrated in the locker room. They poured champagne all over each other. Hell, they even had a banner night where they hung up that banner. It was unbelievable, right? It was unbelievable. So we did a show about that, reacted to it. But after that, another story came out, right? And this was centered on some quotes now from former Lakers head coach Darvin Ham, who was essentially calling out Lebron and the organization for his firing, and essentially said that if it was a different coach or any other organization, he would have been retained to be the NBA coach of that team. But because it was the Lakers, they ended up firing him. So this is the article that we want to get into here today. But before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With the year almost over, I am super excited about creating memories with family and friends by attending various plays, theater shows, and sporting events. And when it comes time to look for tickets, Game Time is my go-to. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and stress. It finds the best deals and guarantees that the tickets are legit, and it makes sure that the tickets are delivered to me on time. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It cuts through the fluff and shows you the best deals on great seats near you so you don't waste time searching. For example, I'm really looking forward to this upcoming game between the Lakers and the Clippers. Here's what I like to do. First, I select an all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, so I'm not surprised by the additional fees at checkout. Next, I click on Game Time Picks to check out their curated deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So I want to read from a Fadeaway War article, where it has a headline saying Darvin Ham flames the Lakers and says he doesn't get enough credit for his success as a head coach. It continues on. It says Darvin Ham calls out the Lakers for making him the scapegoat and says he did a good job as a head coach. In the aftermath of his second straight NBA Emirates Cup championship, Bucks assistant Darvin Ham reflected on his tenure with the purple and gold. As he looks back on it, Ham feels that he deserves more credit for taking them to the conference finals in 2023 and that he would have gotten an extension just about anywhere else. To do as well as I did, I swear to God, anywhere else, I'm probably looking at an extension. I'm not talking feelings, just facts. They go from not making the playoffs to the conference finals, and we won the in-season tournament. People always talk about us losing to Denver, but they don't talk about how we got to Denver. We beat a kick-ass young squad in Memphis and beat Stephen Curry in Golden State. Darvin Ham stated started out as an assistant coach with the Bucks and worked right alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo for years. In the summer of 2022, Ham was officially hired as the Lakers head coach to replace the championship-winning Frank Vogel. At first, Ham brought a sense of togetherness to the team that was struggling with the time. He tried to mend the relationship with Russell Westbrook and establish a brand new culture in the locker room. During Ham's tenure, there were many ups and downs for the Lakers, including some miserable times when the franchise was at rock bottom, but Ham did have success as well, especially during the 2023 playoffs when he helped lead the team to the Western Conference Finals. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things there. What are my thoughts on this? Okay, what are my thoughts on this? First of all, Darvin Ham does have a point. Right? He helped contribute to the success that the Lakers had. The fact of the matter is, if you look at his tenure with the Lakers, they made it to the Western Conference Finals, albeit after they made some they made it to the Western Conference Final that year. Then the next year, they won the NBA Cup, and then I think they made some mid-season moves. I think that was in last year. They were able to kind of make a push. I think this is even when LeBron was out. AD was playing well. They made a push into the playoffs. And they played the reigning champions in the Denver Nuggets very, very close. Just ultimately, they came up short, right? But there were a lot of those games where they were winnable. Now, where those were winnable games. Now, am I saying that Darvin Ham is a perfect coach? No. No one is saying that. Are there areas where he could have really stepped up to the plate and delivered? Of course he could. Right, he was heavily criticized for his lineups, not emphasizing enough to get Anthony Davis the ball, especially in that game in Denver when AD looked like he was going to have 50 that game, and then in the second half they just totally went away from him. That's coaching. That's also on the leadership of the team of LeBron James, and that's also on Anthony Davis himself for not demanding the ball. So I can understand that Laker fans were upset with him, but to just fire him altogether, and then when you look at who they replaced him with, is like this. This is absolutely nonsensical, right? That was a nonsensical decision, and I'll tell you why. At least with Darvin Ham, you can justify the hire by at the very least, saying, number one, there's precedent for assistant coaches being hired as head coaches. I think we saw that with the Nets. We saw that with the with the Boston Celtics. We saw that, I think, with Blake Griffin, the coach in Milwaukee. So there was a pattern out there that existed of assistant coaches becoming head coaches. But in the case of them hiring JJ Redick, they hired someone with absolutely zero coaching experience anywhere, and then tried to sell it like as if they were hiring Pat Riley. So if you felt like JJ Redick was Pat Riley, why did you go after Dan Hurley at all? Right? Why did you go after him at all? So when you look at the Lakers firing Darvin Ham, looking at what he was able to accomplish, then to just go out there and hire JJ Redick, it left a lot of people scratching their head. That's number one. And number two, given the fact that JJ Redick is their head coach, what we have to see is that JJ Redick has to do a better job with this roster than Darvin Ham did. Because if JJ is not able to do better with this roster, then how can we say that hiring JJ Redick was a smart decision? Now, obviously, people said that there was a disconnect in the locker room. They didn't like Darvin Ham for his personality, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. Well, now you got the guy that you like. But at the end of the day, the only thing that Laker fans are going to care about is results, not whether or not you like a particular coach. Some coaches are disciplinarians. Look at Greg Popovich. He's not up there to babysit you and play with you and all of that, but he was able to get results. He would coach you hard, like he did Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, but he has the results to show for it. So if the Lakers want somebody that they're going to get along with, that's fantastic. But ultimately, the ultimate measure of whether or not this was a successful move is to ensure that you actually go further with JJ Redick at the helm than you did with Darvin Ham. Because if you don't, then I think people that are in support of Darvin Ham are going to say, look, this was an idiotic move. So these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Darvin Ham had to say? Do you think is in bounds or out of bounds? Whatever you guys think. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we'll catch you on the next show. Peace.